Hey everybody, this is Drew Gray. I'm with Carter County School System and I'm the program coordinator for Carter County University Middle College Program. So this program is still relatively new. This is year 3 of our program. So our first class of students just graduated as seniors in May. They're now at their universities with 2 years worth of classes left to get their bachelor's degree. We have a class of seniors right now, a class of current juniors, and you will be the incoming class, the fourth class in our program. So what this program did, it was a way for us to allow our high school upperclassmen a challenge. So typically at your high schools, your high schools have 200 plus kids that they have to educate. And so your resources spread kind of thin. So the students that want to go on to university, there's not always a plethora of AP classes and advanced classes to give you your upperclassmen year. So what we've decided to do is to create this program where you can go ahead and enroll in college classes and you can go ahead and be working on your college degree while you're still in high school. And so we'll get into all the specifics in a little bit. But I just wanted to congratulate you all because if you've been invited into this program, you're at the top of your class, and that's a big achievement. You have to have at least a 3.0 GPA in order to qualify for the program at all. And that's a big undertaking in of itself. So just the fact that you're qualifying for this program, that you've been invited into this program, that's a huge deal. So pat yourself on the back for that. That's a huge achievement. And this is just an opportunity for you if you decide that you want to take it. And when it comes to GPAs, so you have to have a 3.0 GPA in order to qualify for this program. But you're not done from there. So if you have and this is at the end of 10th grade. So we're going to look at the end of this school year, at the end of May. If you have a 3.0 GPA, you're qualified for the program. Then you might have a couple more steps. So those that have a 3.0 GPA to a 3.89 GPA, you'll have to pass what's called an AccuPlacer test, which is a college readiness exam. It's kind of like an ACT, but a little bit shorter. It's administered through Northeast State, so we'll bus you to campus one day at Northeast State Elizabeth, and you'll take the test. You're allowed two opportunities to pass it. If you pass it, then you're in the program. Those with a 3.9 or above GPA, you're automatically accepted into the program as long as you want to do it. So if you have below a 3.9 GPA, you need to pass one more test called the AccuPlacer, then you're in. If you have a 3.9 GPA or above, you're already in the program automatically. So what the program is, this is a middle college program. And middle college is what the state of Tennessee calls these types of initiatives. So Carter County offers 2 types of middle college. There's the technical route, and there's what's called the university route. So there's a building called Carter Tech in Hampton. Through those that want to go on to pursue technical degrees like welding, diesel mechanics, eventually I think there's going to be cosmetology, all sorts of stuff. You can enroll full-time through the TCAT, which is a technical college in Elizabeth, and get your full technical certification while you're still in high school. That's one part of middle college. The other part of middle college is the university route. So upperclassmen, high school juniors are allowed to enroll full-time at Northeast State Community College and take a full load of college classes while you're still in high school. And we're actually in Carter County University. We're the largest middle college program in East Tennessee. And I haven't confirmed it for sure, but I'm pretty sure that we're the second largest in the whole state. So this side of the program, the university side of the program, are for those of you who are seeking a 4-year bachelor's degree. So you're going to graduate from high school. You want to go on to become a teacher, a nurse, a doctor, a banker, a physical therapist, whatever needs a 4-year bachelor's degree. That's what this program is designed to do. It is designed to help you with that process. So if you're considering doing a technical degree, if you're considering stopping the associate's degree, if you don't want to go on to a 4-year university, this program is not really for you. This program is built for those of you who do want to go on to a university like ETSU or UT or Vanderbilt or whatever, and get your bachelor's degree at least or more from there. So that's what this program is designed to do. The benefit of this program, when you go on to university, and get you graduate from your high school, you go on to a university, ETSU or whatever, it takes 4 years. So just like high school is 4 years long, it takes 4 years to get your bachelor's degree. And just like high school, there's what's called a general education requirements. So a bunch of gen ed classes. So it's a whole bunch of stuff that you don't really want to take, but they make you take anyway. So, math, science, history, social studies, government, on and on and on. There's a whole bunch of classes, just like high school. There's a whole bunch of college classes that you have to take in order to get your degree that you don't really have particular interest in. It's not what you're going to university to study. So you might be going to university to study history, but guess what? You still have to take some math classes, science classes, psychology classes, whatever. There's still a lot to take in order to begin studying what you actually want to study. So what this program does is you go ahead and complete that whole general education curriculum while you're in high school. So your first 2 years of university at ETS or whatever is going to be spent in general education classes. Then your last 2 years is going to be spent studying what you want to study, nursing or whatever. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and get those 2 years of general education classes done now in high school. So your junior and senior year of high school will really be at the same time your freshman and sophomore year of college, and you're getting that general education curriculum done with. So as a high schooler, you can go ahead and complete all those general education classes. And then when you graduate from us, you graduate from Hampton High School, whatever high school, Happy Valley, whatever high school that you're at, when you're going on to university, you'll immediately start studying the thing that you went to go study. So you'll immediately start your education classes, or you'll immediately start your geology classes or whatever. So you skip essentially the entire general education part of college. When you go on to your university, you're studying exactly what you want to study. So you kind of get to game the system. You knock out half the length of a bachelor's degree. So you go ahead and do 2 years worth of your bachelor's degree at Northeast State, and then you only have 2 years worth left of classes to get your bachelor's degree later on. And the best part of all of this is it's totally free. So we pay for all your classes, all your textbooks, everything. So your bachelor's degree that you're eventually going to get is going to be half the length, and it's going to be half the cost, because we're paying for, you're doing half of it now, and the county is paying for half of it now. So there's really only benefits to it. It's a really neat program. And what that looks like practically, and you all have this information emailed to you. This is a document. It's probably going to be hard to see on the screen, but it's going to be this document. It's called CarterU Curricular Layout. This will be sent to your emails. But if you want to follow along on there, these are the classes that you'll be taking through us. It's broken up. You'll be doing it each semester of your high school. So you begin your fall semester of your junior year. You stick with it through spring semester of your senior year. So you'll take all these classes. It might not be in this exact order, but it'll be pretty close. So you're taking 5 classes each semester. That's what in the college world it's called 15 credits. You're getting 15 college credits done each semester. You'll get 62 credits done total. The degree that you'll be getting, you can see on the top, it's going to be an Associate of Science, that AS, Associate of Science in General Studies, designed to transfer to universities. So that's the degree that you'll be getting with us. These are all the classes that you have to take in order to get that degree. And this degree it's as broadly applicable to as many majors as possible. So this will help your ones that want to go into finance, economics, political science, nursing, whatever. This is as broad of a blanket as we can cast, help as many of you all, regardless of your major, as possible. So at the end of this, you'll have 62, when you take all these classes, you'll have 62 college credits under your belt. You only need 120 college credits in order to get a bachelor's degree. So you'll have 51% of your bachelor degree done just through this. That's kind of how that works. And with the cool thing about it, so obviously as high school 10th graders, you haven't had 11th grade English or 12th grade English, and you haven't had four maths, and you haven't had 3 sciences, and there's a whole bunch of high school classes that you haven't had yet. Well, when it comes to dual enrollment classes, the cool thing is these college classes also count as your high school classes. You're dual enrolled, so it's considered both high school classes and it's also considered college classes. So English 11 and English 12 is going to be covered by Composition 1 and Composition 2 right here. Those 2 English classes will count as your English 11 and English 12. You're done. Senior year we have probability and statistics to give you. That'll be your math class. U.S. history is your U.S. history. Government is government. Psychology is psychology. All these classes count as high school classes. So while you're getting your college degree done, you're also getting your high school degree done at the same time, which is pretty cool. So this will help fulfill your high school diploma requirements at the same time you're fulfilling your college degree, your associate's degree requirements as well. So you're doing both at the same time. So when you're done with this program, you're going to graduate from your high school just like normal. And half of your credits, your high school credits, will come from this. So you'll graduate from Unaka High School with your high school diploma, just like everyone else on graduation day, just like normal. But you'll also be getting an associate's degree from Northeast State, which is pretty cool. And the cool thing about it is you remain a high school in every single way. So you get to play sports if you want to. You can go to prom. You can go to high school as much as you want to. You remain a high school student in every single way. It's just that all your academic classes are now Northeast State classes, like they're college classes. So the only thing that changes is where you're taking your classes. Everything about the high school realm otherwise stays the same. So you're going to be a high school student. You're just think of it, your classes that you're taking are college classes. That's really the only difference. I'll show you how this looks practically. So you'll take all these classes right here. And what this looks like practically, I'll show you right here. So if you go to a document that I sent you called, well, I'll show you this right here. This is one of our students who graduated as a senior in May. So she was one of our Happy Valley students. She graduated from Carter County University, and this is her first semester at ETSU. This is like what ETSU, this is like it's called their degree works. It shows you how far you were to your degree process and what you're missing, all that kind of stuff. This is hers. So if you can see on here, she hasn't taken any classes at ETSU yet. This was her going into ETSU. This is what ETSU reported on her transcript going into ETSU. Her degree process is 54% done with requirements, 59% done with credits. So, and that's just all Northeast State classes. So she was able to get ETSU has recognized that she has 50% of her degree done at Northeast State just through her Northeast State classes. And if you scroll down a little bit, so if you look down right here, if you can see it on the screen, hopefully, you can see right here, this is the general education curriculum. All these classes she took at Northeast State, which completely fulfilled her general education requirements. The only thing she's missing is right here. This is her major, rehabilitative health sciences. The only thing that she's missing is these major classes. So that's the only thing she has to do in college is do her major classes, and she'll be done. She'll be done in 2 years. Your majors typically 2 years worth of studies, but she has all this done. All her general educations, all this stuff done, half of her program done through us. And if you look at a document called ETSU General Education Requirements right here, these are all the general education requirements. And you can copy and paste this. Almost every university is the exact same. ETSU will look the same as UT Chattanooga, UT Knoxville, MTSU, University of South Carolina, whatever. They all, 99% of them have the same general education requirements. And so like you'll see, you need communication classes. Well, we give you these communication classes. You need these humanities classes. Well, this is what Northeast State fulfills. So you can look through, these are all the requirements of the general education curriculum at Northeast State. The classes that you take here fulfill every single one of them for the university as a whole. So you're taking out all these general education classes. This is what you're doing at Northeast State. So this is what it looks like. This is what you're satisfying at the university level here. So that's what it looks like tangibly. I think that's kind of a neat document to have. And the neat thing about it is, as you're taking these classes, this does not touch any of your college scholarship eligibility. So we don't touch a single bit of your scholarships when you go on to university. So let's say you're in the program, you're a senior, you graduate, you're going on to your university. The neat thing about it is you'll have the credits as if you were a junior. So you'll have the same amount of credits. You'll be categorized credit-wise as a junior in college, even though they'll be your first year at ETSU or whatever. Because you've taken all these classes, credit-wise, you'll be a junior. But when it comes to admissions and scholarships, since this will be your first time actually being not enrolled in high school, you'll be considered a first-time freshman. So that's a good thing, because that means Your scholarships that you get will have 4 years. You'll have 4 years on them. So you only have 2 years worth of 2 years worth of credits left, 2 years worth of classes to get your degree, but you have 4 years of eligibility with all your scholarships and everything if you want to use them. So if you wanted to like double major, or let's say you go into nursing and you decide, no, I want to be an engineer or whatever, normally people would have to add like on a 5th or a 6th year to the university. You have 4 years to play with. So you only have 2 years worth of classes left to get your degree, but you have 4 years of eligibility and 4 years of scholarships to play with if you need it. So you can get out, you can bust out of there in 2 years, or you can kind of sit and get more majors or change your major. You have 2 years of your life to play with. So you can go ahead and get into the workforce 2 years early, or you can get extra degrees in college, however you want to play it. Yeah, this doesn't, when it comes to like your FAFSA, your Pell Grant, your Hope Scholarship, all these government scholarships that they give you, we don't touch any of them. You'll have all your scholarship eligibility. You'll have 4 years worth. You'll have all 4 years worth of your scholarships. We don't touch a single bit of it. So we don't touch a drop of your college scholarship money. The only thing that is slightly affected sometimes. So as long as you're going to a 4-year as long as you're going to university, it's not going to touch a single drop of your scholarship money. The only thing that it might affect is the Tennessee Promise. Now, how the Tennessee Promise works is it allows high school seniors, when they graduate, they can enroll. They graduated, they're now college students. The Tennessee Promise allows you to enroll full-time at Northeast State Community College or TCAT, the technical school, for free for 2 years to get your associate's degree. Well, in this program, since you're already getting an associate's degree, you'll no longer qualify for Tennessee Promise. But that doesn't really matter, because with the Tennessee Promise, the only thing that you can get is an associate's degree, and you're already getting an associate's degree for free. So you're getting the same. So technically, you don't get Tennessee Promise, but you wouldn't use Tennessee Promise anyway because you're getting an associate's degree already, and that's what you'd get with the Tennessee Promise anyway. So as long as you're as long as your plan is to go on to a 4-year university, your financial aid is going to be completely separate. We don't touch a single bit of your state, any of your funding. You'll have the credits as if you were a junior in college, but for everything else, you'll be considered a freshman, which is really cool. So what this looks like day to day. So you're in these classes right here. Let's imagine it's fall semester, you're in these classes. What does that actually look like? Well, it looks like this. This is you'll always be in a cohort with your high school. So if you're a Cloudland High School student, you'll always be taking your classes with the students doing this program from Cloudland High School. So you'll always know at least half the class. And what we do is you'll come to campus at Northeast State Elizabethton campus, which is right across from the airport in Elizabethton. You're going to come here to this building 2 days a week to take 3 classes. So you're taking 5 classes this semester. 3 of them will be at the college. Typically 2 of them are online. So like if you look at that curriculum thing, typically the 2 easiest classes will give it to you online. So like first semester, College and Lifelong Learning, that class is online. That class is just like a bunch of study tips and like how to do college well, that kind of thing. So that class is online. The rest of these are in person. We'll get into that in a little bit. The next semester, spring semester of your junior year, you'll probably have psychology online, and you'll probably have music online, and those rest of those 3 classes will be in person. So usually there's always going to be 5 classes. You'll take 5 classes per semester. Typically 2 of them will be online. Your easiest 2 will be online, and then your 3 more rigorous ones will be in person, is how those work. So as I was saying, junior year, you'll always be in the same class. You'll always be in all these classes with your high school compatriots. And how we fill up the class, you're coming to 2 days a week. So you're either going to come on Monday and Wednesday, drive down to campus Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. And you'll be matched up with another high school. So one half of the class will be Cloudland students. The other half of the class will be Unaka High School students. And like for right now, Unaka and Cloudland come on Tuesday, Thursday. So let's say if you're a Cloudland student, you'll meet up with the Unaka students in class. You'll take classes with them. So it'll just be Carter County students. Currently on Mondays and Wednesdays, Happy Valley and Hampton come together to take their classes. That might change. It just depends on what numbers that we have. That's how it works right now. But you'll be in all your classes with, you'll know at least half the class. They'll be your own peers. The other half of the class will be another high school. It will be another high school from Carter County. So you're taking your classes with your peers. All your classes are going to be with your peers. This is what fall semester looks like, and this will be in your packet as well. This is the schedule templates. Fall semester, your first semester in this program is super strange, and it gets a whole lot more straightforward after that. The reason first semester is strange is because of a class called composition. So composition, Comp 1 and 2, those are two English classes. Those are actually taught at your high school. So they're taught at your high school, in a classroom at your high school, but by a Northeast State professor. So the professor, a first period of your day will be like every other day of high school. You'll go to first period, you'll be at your high school, in your high school classroom. You'll be taught by a Northeast State professor. So the Northeast State professors go to your high schools to teach you composition class. So you'll start Monday through Friday. You'll start every day of your life at the high school being taught composition 1 and 2. And so there are two 9-week classes. So first period, the first 9 weeks of the semester is Comp 1. Then the second 9 weeks of the semester, it turns into Comp 2. So it's two classes, but you're only in one of them. You're only in one of them on any given day. So it's two classes, but it's really just one class at one time. So every day of the week, Monday through Friday, you're going to your high school first period just like normal, taking composition class. That class ends at 9:15. Then it's where it gets funky. So, for example, if you're a Hampton student, on Mondays, you'll get out of class at 9. You'll get out of composition at Hampton at 9:15. You'll have a brief break to drive down to Northeast State to take two classes. You'll take U.S. history starting at 10:30, and then communication at 12 from 12 to 1:20. So you'll have class from 10:30 to 1:20, and then you're done. So you'll have those classes. You'll leave at 9:15. You'll leave the high school at 9:15. Drive down to Northeast State by 10:30. You'll take two classes until 1:20, and then you're done for the day. So you can stay at the college and do work. You can go back to the high school. You can go home. It's your time. You don't have any class to be in at that point. So that time then becomes yours. And you'll do that on Mondays and Wednesdays, or you could do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It look the exact same, depending on what cohort you get put in. So that's what your college schedule looks like. Now, on the days that you're not traveling to Northeast State, you'll stay at the high school all day, just like normal. So let's say you're a Happy Valley student. You're coming here on Mondays and Wednesdays. That's your whole day. So you have first period, then you drive here for 3 hours, and then you're done. Let's say it's a Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday. You have first period composition at the high school, then you just stay at the high school the rest of the day, just like normal. And what you'll be doing there, how I said that, you know how I said when you're taking these classes, you're also finishing your high school requirements as well? That works for all but a couple classes. So for example, math, the state requires that all students take one math every single year. So you all have done a freshman math, you all did a sophomore math. Senior year, we have problem stats to give you, but junior year, there's no Northeast doesn't have a math class to give you. So first period, you'll be the days that you're not traveling to Northeast State. First period, you'll be at composition. Then second period, you'll be in a math class, either Algebra 2, Bridge Math, whatever math that you haven't taken yet. You'll be in that math class. And then for the rest of the day, you'll be in like a study hall. So most high schools have a computer lab for all the middle college students to do all their work in. So the whole rest of the day, you can just be doing your homework and you won't have to take any work home, which would be nice. So you're traveling here 2 days a week. The rest of the days, you're just staying at your high school every day, just like normal. First semester only. After first semester, it gets a whole lot more straightforward. So this is what our 12th graders are doing right now. They only have their academic classes 2 days a week. So the vast majority of them don't go to the high school at all unless they want to. So This group, they only have their classes 2 days a week. So 2 days a week, they come here to take their classes. They're taking these three classes from 8:30 to 1:50, and then they're done. So it depends on what your high school wants. Some high schools still make their students go to the high school for 2 or 3 hours on the days that they're not coming to Northeast State. Some of them don't. It just depends on what your principal wants. But you only have classes 2 days a week from then on. Some principals don't make you show up at all. Some make you show up for a couple hours on the days that you don't have Northeast State classes. We'll figure that out later. But for all intents and purposes, you only have class 2 days a week after first semester. So after the first semester, you only have classes 2 days a week, which is super nice. Um, yeah, that's the schedule. Um, and from then on, like it'll look like this from now on. So after first semester, you only have classes 2 days a week. You'll take 3 classes in person, 2 classes online. Right. So, and this, like the scheduling for some reason, I'm not good at explaining it. But when you do it, like the first day you do it, it'll make perfect sense. You'll wonder why I couldn't explain it to you very well. It makes perfect sense once you do it the first time. It's just hard to conceptualize what it actually looks like doing it the first time. But it'll make perfect sense for y'all when you actually do it. Um, but for all really intents and purposes, you just have classes 2 days a week for the majority of this program. Because college classes are shorter, you don't have to be in a class period every single day in college. In college, you're typically just in a class 2 days a week, which is pretty cool. So this means a couple things. So since you all are used to being stuck in a high school 5 days a week for like at least 8 hours, like you're chained to desk from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. every single day. This program is a whole lot different. It's a you actually you're not going to be in class very often. You're typically only going to be in class like 12 hours a week, which is a whole lot less than what you're used to. So it's going to feel like, because you're not sitting in the classroom like you're used to doing all day long, it feels like you have a lot of free time. But in these classes, you have a whole lot more work to do than what you're used to. So while it feels like you have free time, it's not really free time because you have a whole lot of stuff you have to be doing. So this program, it's for those who, you have to have a lot of gumption about you. Like you have to want this. If you're doing this program just because a parent wants you to do it, which is a good motivation. Parents should want you to do this because it's a big benefit. But if you're only doing it because your parent wants you to do it, you're not going to do well in this program. There's a whole lot more work in each one of these classes than what you're used to. And I can pinky promise every single one of you can do this, no problem. Like you have proven that you're capable, you're smart enough, you can do this program, no problem. It's how badly do you want to do it? Are you willing to do it? So you're going to have to be writing a lot. You have to be reading a whole lot. Last year I had a group of seniors and they're taking American literature class, and they came up to me and they're like, "Oh, Drew, literature is so tough." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" And they're like, "It's so much reading." And I was like, "Well, like, what are the assignments?" And like, the professor made us read 3 pages or 3 chapters in 1 week. Like, well, of course it's American literature. What you expect? So and like you'll be writing a lot of essays. You'll be reading a lot of textbooks. You'll be reading a lot of novels. It'll be a lot more involved in what you're used to, and it goes a little bit quicker of a pace. So like what you would cover in 1 week of U.S. history at the high school level is one class period at college level. So it goes quicker, and the way you're supposed to think about things is a little bit different. So in high school, it's all memorization focused. So like U.S. history is, when was the Declaration of Independence signed? When did this war end? When did this happen? It's all what number was this president? It's all memorization. At the college level, it becomes critical thinking. So instead of when was the Declaration of Independence signed, it's write me an essay on why the Declaration of Independence was signed. So it's just a different way to think about things. It's just a little bit. You're not used to it. Like you can do it. You're just not used to it. So it takes a little bit while to get used to. It's a different way of thinking. You can't just study dates or study concepts and get it. You have to think through things. Why did this happen? what's the train of thought. It's just a different way of thinking than what you're used to. So you can do it. It's a 100% doable. It just goes quicker. You have more assignments, and your grades are you're graded a lot tougher. The expectations are higher because it's college. You're not doing high school more; it's college. So, and about that, for those of you who the reason you wake up in the morning is so you can keep your 4.0 GPA. I will warn you that in this program, your chances are you're going to lose a 4.0 GPA because in college, so like the grade scale, what it actually means, C is average. That's average work. B is above average. A is excellent work. In high school, that's sometimes the case. In college, that's almost always the case. So if you submit an average paper, you're going to get a C on it because you did average work. Excellent work is a lot rarer than average work, right? So the college grading system actually follows what the grading system was meant to do, to indicate how well you're actually performing in the grand scheme of things. So in this program, there's been 100 kids do this program. 100 kids are capable. Your high school has set you up very well to do this program. You can do this program. We've had 100 kids in this program. Out of those 100 kids, we've had probably 5, 6 keep a 4.0 GPA. We've only had one class of graduating seniors. There's a group of seniors right now. But out of those that have actually had substantial semesters in this program, we probably only had 5 that have had a 4.0 GPA. So the chances are very high that you're going to lose a 4.0 GPA. But that's okay, because you'll be achieving significantly more through this program than what you could at the high school. Just because the high school offers you a high school education, that's what they're supposed to do. What you're doing is a college education. So when you finish one semester of college, you've done infinitely more than what you could have done at the high school because you're not doing high school, you're doing college. This is completely different. This is new. You've achieved more than you ever could have at the high school level because you're doing college now. And so don't get hung up on your GPA. You're probably going to make D's in this program because you're doing college classes. You're a college student now. So be prepared for that. And that's what it's for. It's supposed to build you up in that way. A couple other things when it comes to responsibility. When you enroll this program, Northeast State considers you an adult learner. You're a fully fledged college student. So you're held to that college student. You might still be 16, and the professors know. Like the professors know that you're still high school students. They know that you're 16 years old in this program. So they build you up to these expectations. They teach you how to write. They teach you how to do research papers. They teach you how to study at the college level. But the expectation is still that standard is still higher. So they're going to build you into it, but the expectation is still there. And another thing, as an adult learner, grades are now all your own. So you, the student, are the only one that has access to your grades on a day-to-day basis. Northeast uses this program. It's kind of like, Google Classroom and Canvas. That's like Northeast has a version of that called D2L. It's where you submit all your assignments and all your grades are posted. You, the student, are the only one that has access to your D2L. That's where your grades are day to day. Your parents can't see it unless you show them. Please show them your grades. But like they can't access it themselves. Your teachers can't access it. Your principal can't. I can't access it. No one can access it except for you. You're now in the driver's seat. This is the first time that you've been in the driving seat of your education. You're fully responsible for yourself now. So grades are your own. I get at the beginning of every month, I get a progress report from your professors, how you're doing at the start of that month. That's not a day-to-day thing. That's an update of how you're performing, generally speaking. And I compile that and I email to those students. And the expectation is the student shows the parent that information. But grades are now all the students. The student, you're in control now. All communication has to go through you now. So let's say you disagree with how a professor graded your essay or something. Your parent can't have that conversation with the professor. You, the student, have to have that conversation with the professor. You have to go to the professor and say, hey, professor, thank you so much for grading this. I would like to know why this comment was added. Whatever the problem, if there's ever any problems, you, the student, has to be the communicator. If you, the student, is struggling, you have to let me know. There's resources. We have tutoring. The college has tutoring. We have stuff that we can give you, but you have to let us know. Things are just different now. You're now going to be the one responsible for your education. Now, parents, like if something like there's a way to escalate you into the mix, but communication always has to begin at the student. So the student has to initiate everything before anyone can step in at that point. So there's not like there's no bumpers, but the student, the burden is on you to initiate every single thing because you're a college student now. That's what the expectation is. And another thing, so the professors that we give you, they're Northeast State professors. So they don't work for Carter County schools. I can't go to Dr. Carpenter, our superintendent, and say, hey, our American literature teacher's really grading these kids tough. What can he do about it? They're not his employee. They're not my employee. They're not your high school's employee. They're not your principal's employee. They're Northeast State employees. So we don't have control over them. And like you will have to have, like you're going to go to college, right? You're going to have to make this leap at some point. Like Carter County can't hold your, like we can only hold your hand for so long. You're going to have to go to the college and work with college professors at some point. You're just doing it now, right? So if you have a problem with these professors, you can come to me and complain about it. And, I can, if it's serious, I can make a fuss and I can get, something done. But they're not our employees. We have no tangible control over them. So you're in the hands of the college now, which you're going to do eventually, but you're in it now. So you, the student, are going to have to be the one talking to the professors if there's ever any issues. There rarely is. But if there ever is anything, you're the one in control now is what I'm trying to communicate. A couple other things when it comes to transportation. So there are 3 ways to get to the college. On the days that you come to college, there's 3 ways to get here. You can drive yourself. You can ride with a friend as long as your parents okay with that. Or there's a bus. You can get to the high school. We have a bus that will pick you up from the high school, bring you to the college, and at the end of the college day, bring you back to the high school for afternoon dismissal. And if you need transportation, I'll get your name before the semester starts. But yeah, we can provide transportation if we need it. Otherwise, get yourself here however you want to get here. When it comes to snow days and stuff, so if it's snowing, you can pretty much assume that Carter County's closed, but the college might not be. So let's say it's a Monday, it's snowing, you have college classes that day, Carter County's closed. So, don't go to your high school, obviously, but college might still be in session. So the rule is, if it's safe for you to get to college, then come on. Please come to all your classes. If you can't get to the college, come to college. If it's not safe where you live for you to get out, just email your professor. It's going to be an excused absence. You'll have to make up the work, obviously, but it'll be an excused absence. You won't be punished for it. It'll be an excused absence. So no harm, no foul. Keep yourself safe, obviously. It'll be excused absence if you need it. But the expectation is if you can get here, then come here. Same thing with breaks. So on spring break, Northeast and Carter County almost always have 2 different spring breaks. So there'll be 1 week, let's say it's the first week of March, Carter County's out. Don't go to high school at all. The next week, the second week of March, Northeast State is out on break. Don't go to Northeast at all. So you follow the schedule of whatever school you're attending that day, if that makes sense. And if there's ever any snow days or any delays or whatever, I send out emails as soon as possible, tell the students what to do. When it comes to transportation, so if you're using transportation, if it's a snow day, if it's safe for the bus to get to you, they'll come to your house, bring you to college, and bring you back to your house. Typically, they take you from the school and back to the school, but on snow days, there's no afternoon routes they have to run, so they'll pick you up from your house, bring you to college, and bring you back to the house. So yeah, that's the program in a nutshell in its most basic sense. When it comes to steps going forward, so obviously apply. If you haven't applied yet, please apply. I've emailed you that application a couple times. It's on the invitation letter that I sent you. It's on there. Apply by November 15th. That's the deadline to apply. After you apply, there's a couple things. If you have a 3.9 GPA or above, you're in the program for all intents and purposes, as long as you keep that GPA at the end of 10th grade. If you have below 3.9 GPA, you'll have to take the AccuPlacer. And a little bit later on, I'll send you study stuff for the AccuPlacer, so you'll be prepared. We'll probably take the AccuPlacer sometime in February, I imagine. So I'll bus you all to campus that day. Have a fun testing day. You'll take that test sometime in February. So apply, take the Accuplacer if you need to. I'll schedule all that. The other thing, individual student parent meetings with me. So after you apply, you'll sign up for a one-on-one meeting with me, your parents, me, the student. We'll meet somewhere. We'll go over all the details of the program. I'll answer all the questions. I'll make everything more clearly, hopefully, than what I've done here. We'll make everything as clear as possible. We'll answer all the questions that you have. We'll go over your transcripts, what classes that you need. We'll do all the necessary intake stuff. It take as long as you need at that parent meeting. After that, so your 3.9s and above, we'll go ahead and start scheduling those parent meetings as soon as you apply. Those that take the Accuplacer, once you pass the Accuplacer in February or whatever, then we'll start parent application or parent meetings with you all. After that, there's really not a whole lot to do until March-ish. In March, we'll have you do the Northeast State application, a couple like state grants that help us pay for the program. We'll do all that kind of stuff. I'll send you all that stuff. It's nothing to worry about. Take you about an hour to do. So we'll do a bunch of intake forms in March. And then you'll have your summer break and enjoy your summer break because starting in the fall, you'll be a full-time college student. So if you have any questions, in the meantime, feel free to email me, Drew Gray, DREWGRAY at CarterK12.net, or my phone number is 423-557-8658. Have any questions, let me know. This is just a general overview of the program, a little bit information session of the program. So please let me know if you have any questions. I would encourage everyone, if you have the slightest amount of interest, please apply. Even 1% interest, please apply because you can always withdraw, no questions. Like you can withdraw, no problem. But once the application is closed, it's really hard to get students in the program afterwards. So please apply. You can always withdraw if you need to. When it comes to staying in the program, so once you're in the program, I'll keep you here as long as you want to be here. I'd love to have you for all 2 years. But don't feel just because you applied or just because you started the program that you're chained to me for 2 years. You can withdraw up into the fall semester starting. If you wanted to withdraw, you can. I'd be very sad, but you can do it. Or once the program begins, you can withdraw in between the breaks. So over Christmas break or over summer break, you can withdraw. And all the classes that you've passed, you just take those with you. So you take those credits. Those will be your credits. So you'll be X number of credits ahead no matter what. So even if you start this program and don't like it, you can still be ahead and withdraw and go back to the high school. Have college classes under your belt. You'll be ahead, but you can go back to high school. You won't be chained to me for 2 years. So yeah, that's the program in a nutshell. I hope to have a meeting with y'all. I hope to see y'all soon.